It's my birthday. So I bought myself a Tesla Model 3. I'm picking up right now. This is all about buying a Tesla Model 3 and my experience of collecting the car and driving it for the first time. The experience of buying a Tesla online is a little like click and collect for your groceries. I just bought the car based on news reviews and YouTube videos. I'd never actually driven a Tesla 3. There are options, of course, for test drives, but I felt confident enough that I'd made a good decision. So we arrived at the Tesla collection point in Alexandria to collect the car. I'll take the blue one. Peel that off. Wow. Sports steering or standard? I've got autopilots all turned on. Check this out. This is your ventilation. Look, on your side. Look. You want it to go up a bit, down a bit. Charging 92%. So, I think we just go, we're in drive, and then I just floor it, I think. You ready? There's no handbrake. Crikey, we're moving. 1 kilometre an hour. You ready? Thinks I'm going to hit the wall. Look at that. Wow. Oh, wrong one. G'day. There we go. Rightio. Sweet. We're moving. So we'll just back in here so we can get the chat to my fellow Tesla owner. Oops, where's reverse? There's reverse. Whoa, brilliant. Where's park? Up there. No. Oh, park. That's right. You gotta push the button. Got it. Charging kit. There's my charger. It's got good tyres. Forgot how to open it. You just have to press the picture on the thing. And there's the front trunk. Isn't that neat? $60 million commuter car park fund by the Australian government. So I can drive it. Let's go. We're on the way. So you ready? I'm going to get onto here. I'm not going to boot it, but I just want you to experience this. You ready?
So if you took your
Ready?
Oh my gosh! It's almost, you predicted like about take off and fly through the sky.
Yeah, and that was, well, I did floor it, but
you did?
But that was not like up to maximum speed or anything. Right, it's driving, following this ute. A little unnerving. It's doing it. So you can see it's recognising the cars are around me. So it knows they're there. It can tell the difference between a van and a car, even though I don't have full self-driving engaged. daylight if that's not obvious. Love this glass roof. It's really cool. Oh well, I've got confidence in this full self-driving. I'm just going to see if I can have a little nap. Only kidding. One thing I've realised is when you disengage full self-driving, you've really got to remind yourself to take over control of the car, because I'd only been using it for about 5 minutes and I got to the point where I just thought, okay, this thing's working, and when I disengaged it, of course, I had to start steering it, and it took me a second to realise, oh heck, this thing's not going to steer itself. So I can see once I've got confidence using this, I'm going to rely on it. I think I'm going to be one of these full self-driving aficionados. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Off? Is it going to turn off? No, it's not. It's I'm a little nervous about that, so I'm going to take over manually.
Left to take the ramp.
Didn't want to be taking this turn at 100 kilometers an hour, so I'm just doing it manually. Yes, I can see with this full self-driving, I'm going to have to just be discerning as to when I use it, because I don't think it's like they say, it's not like autopilot, or it's not like flying an aeroplane. This thing's not going to take you there autonomously. You really have to still drive the vehicle and just use it when you can. So but I think if I just do one downward click, oh no, we're coming up to some traffic lights, one downward click would turn it into autopilot, which is like your sophisticated cruise control. But autopilot doesn't stop at traffic lights, whereas full self-driving is supposed to recognize that you're at a traffic light, and it's supposed to recognize the traffic light as red and stop. That would be fascinating to explore, won't it? I'll give that one a go. At some traffic lights, and the car recognizes there's other vehicles next to me, including that one who's just pulled up there. So I'm just about to cross here. Whoa, it pulls away. That's not full acceleration, I just gave it a bit of gas. Or a few electrons, as they say. Well, I tell you what, Elon, you've done a pretty good job with these vehicles. This thing's not bad. So in buying this Tesla Model 3, I decided to get it with the full self-driving option. It's another $10,000. And you've got to say to yourself, well, why would you do that, Steve? And the reason is I realise it's actually an investment in an evolving technology, because full self-drive today is not, as the name implies, fully autonomous driving. You've got to drive this thing, you've got to keep your eye on the road, and sometimes it's not making lane changes or corners as confidently as I would like it to. Although right now we're going around a corner and I've got to say it's doing it okay. However, Elon tells us that full self-driving is going to evolve over time, and as successive releases come out, the $10,000 fee you pay is actually going to increase. And the reason for that is you're getting more value. So really the value of your Tesla can actually go up over time. It's sort of like investing in shares in some ways. But look, I'm just doing it because I love technology and I want to be part of the beta program that brings us to the point where we really do have full autonomous vehicles with robot taxis that can go out during the day and earn money for you with no driver whatsoever. They can just run around like an Uber and pick people up, and I don't think I'll ever do that with my car. I'm not going to let this thing out in public unattended, but it's a great concept and I really like buying into that. So we've just done an S-bend and I'm in full self-drive mode. It was a gentle S-bend, but this car handled it just fine. I'm locked on 80 kilometers an hour because that's the speed limit here, and although there's cars piling up behind me, I'm not going to exceed the speed limit. This will be interesting though. We're just coming up to a 90 kilometer zone. I'll tell you when we get there. 3, 2, 1. Okay, it's a 90k zone, and the maps have identified as 90k's. Oh, and I've got a little beep to say, put some more gas in the tank because you need to get up to speed. But it's still in full self-drive mode, and it's just making its way along, locked on to about 90 kilometers an hour now.
Really? You did it bad.
This is the 2021 Tesla Model 3, and it has Pure Vision, which is the new version of the autonomous driving for full self-drive, where they've actually removed the radar sensors. So it's no longer sending out ultrasonic radio waves and detecting the reflection coming back from surrounding vehicles. It actually uses 8 cameras around the car that are looking at the other cars that are passing by. That's just extraordinary. I'm looking at the display now and I can see trucks coming past me and other cars, and the software is identifying not that it's just a blob, but that it literally is a truck or a van or a car. It'll be fun to see what happens when a motorbike goes past, but it's literally just using cameras to see.
In 2 kilometers, turn right onto Princess Highway.
Here's an interesting little test. The watch has got a decibel reader on it. Let's have a look at the sound. Get off the medium strip. Okay, so I'm going to go and just wind it up to 110 kilometers an hour, which is the speed limit, and just see how much noise it makes then. Decibels. Have a look at the cameras as you go. Look at that. Out the back and the side cameras. Full self-drive. Well, I wonder how long it'll take before it tells me to touch the steering wheel. I'm sitting on 110, automatic, full self-drive. Let's see how long it takes before it tells me, hey, do something. Incidentally, there's no other traffic anywhere. No hands. Amazing. I thought this thing was meant to tell you every 30 seconds or so to touch the steering wheel. It did. It just said. It gave me a little message on the display. So that probably was about 20 or 30 seconds. So I've just turned on the heated seat warmers just to make sure they actually work. I can just feel my driver's seat warming up gently now. Interestingly enough, the rear seats are fitted with seat warmers, but it's a $300 software option if you want to actually turn it on. I decided not to because the number of times that I have people in the back seat who need to have their bottoms warmed is going to be pretty slim. So I didn't go ahead with that option. Okay, go. Okay, you got to turn the wheel hard. That's it. You got it. Whoa, good. Well, you're doing it. And at night time, you cannot see, here's my hand, you cannot see the door handles in the dark. I managed to find it, but a bit of a trick.